everybody, this is Michelle with Creative Operation. Welcome back to week 2 of our Trick or Treat Treasure collaboration. I hope you're enjoying it. Last week we all did cards, and this week we're going to focus on a mini album or a folio. I do have a list down below of all the wonderful creators that are going to be involved in this, so please check them out and see what we've got in store for you today. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. So what I've got to show you today is my fold up folio. And again, I'm using the same paper collection because I'm trying to smash my Simple Stories, Simple Vintage October 31st collection. So I've used that, and we're going to make up this fold up folio. So I really like it. It looks like a box. It has, and let me double check as I knock everything over here. It does have a 1 1/4 inch width on the spines. It measures 6 inches across and then 8 inches tall, and it has several pages on the inside that are really fun. Other than the cardstock to make the base of it, the only thing you will need is a couple of magnets. Now I'm using these basic gray magnets, and of course I don't have the package on it, but they're the large size magnets, and I did use 2 of them, and I'll show you where, to kind of keep everything together. Now you don't necessarily have to use the magnets if you don't want to. You could figure out some ribbon, or you can use Velcro, whatever you desire. So the choice is up to you. So what I ended up doing on the cover here, and I want to show you this is part of the closure of the album. Okay, these are 2 tags that I die cut with these new All in Create dies that I had received or purchased, and they're awesome. They're called Tag It Yourself, I guess, and they're amazing. And they have 2 different sizes, and I used both sizes in this album. This is the large size here, and I just made a bunch. I spent some time going through the scraps, and I punched a whole bunch of stuff. So I made these tags, and then I decided to use those kind of as the front cover feature. And then this here, there's a magnet under here on the lower section and then underneath the tags, and that's what holds the top shut. So on the front then I die cut some Tim Holtz Ghosts, and I put him there. I have some swirlies from my Heartfelt Creations dies that I used, and then I did have a Heartfelt Creation poinsettia die that I punched out the flowers and some of the little leafy things, and I shaped them with my bone folder just to kind of curve them and give them a little bit of appeal, and stacked them together and made that pretty little thing. I also die cut a Tim Holtz Crow and put him here. And then I had these bat stickers that I had added to the paper collection. They're from Paper House that I used throughout the book. The enamel dots are from the paper collection, and then so are the stars here. They're the chipboard pieces, and then the chipboard bat here. Now this little beautiful little wax seal was gifted to me, and I thought that added just the perfect final touch to make the cover of this really pop. I really am happy with how that turned out. So on the sides here, I'll just kind of show you. The back has the haunted house, so I wanted to kind of tie in the image on the tag to the back of the album, so I used the paper for that. And then when you open this up, again, there's a magnet at the bottom of this tag on the bottom behind this eek. So what I ended up doing when I layered the tags and got them kind of where I wanted them and glued them down, then I put them on another piece of black cardstock and then just cut around that shape so it was solid on the back. And then I had die cut this eek out of one of my Tim Holtz dies and a bunch of the ghosts, and I just layered that over there, and the magnet is right underneath that die cut. So the other side of the magnet is underneath the pattern paper here, so that's how that keeps it shut. So that's how it looks when you open it. So there's the top there, and then we'll open up the bottom. Okay, let me make sure you can see this okay, and you can. All right, so then the first page here is the same, the height of the sides is the same as the height at the top, so I didn't put any embellishments on here because I wanted it to fit flush. The only thing that I do have is a magnet underneath. So there's a magnet here, and then there's a magnet underneath all of this here, and that keeps this part closed. Okay, so that's where I use the second magnet. And then I just covered everything with pattern paper. So let's go through what it looks like, and then we'll go ahead and make the base, and I'll show you how I put that together, and then you guys can make one on your own. So here I kept it flush again because I want this side and this side, they're both the same height. So I wanted to make sure that there wasn't anything that was going to interfere with the magnet. So these here don't have a whole lot of dimension to them. I did use an enamel dot up here, and I did use one of my little bats here, but that is enough to keep it, you know, so it won't interfere with my magnets. Added some die cuts here. You can put a photo mat here, and then a sticker that said Little Hocus Pocus. Here's another Tim Holtz die cut that says Boo, and I did that so that you could, let me grab a piece of paper here, so you could tuck a picture underneath there. And then it opens up like so. Okay, so you've got kind of your four corners here. And then on this page here, what I did was, this is, let me grab something different because this is not going to show up very well. I'm going to use this. So right here, I used some of that acetate spider web paper, or, you know, acetate that was gifted to me. And I ended up making a pocket, and to stick it down, because it was kind of an afterthought, what I ended up doing was taking a couple pieces of scraps and scoring them. They were 3/4 of an inch wide. I scored them at 3/8, and then I wrapped them and used score tape on top of the pocket, and then I used the other side of this cardstock to stick it down to make the tabs for the pocket that would stick down onto the page. And then I took my glue gun and this cute little spider that I got off of a Halloween, you know, bag of Halloween spider rings, and I just took the ring part off and I hot glued that to the top of the spider web. Then inside of that, I added a die cut. So, or a cut apart, I should say, 3x4 cut apart. I have another one of my tags, and I just put an enamel dot on there and left it plain so you could do whatever you wanted to it. And then I had this piece of the coordinating cardstock paper, and I added one of the 6x4 cut aparts here, and added just a little eek sticker down there so you could do some journaling here, and then you could have your photos there. So then I just kind of tucked all these in that pocket. So that's basically kind of the four corners of this. And then why I call this a fold out is because this, we have a photo frame, you can tuck a picture behind, and then it rolls out. Here's the back inside of the album. So I did another spider web pocket, put another little spider there. And then inside here, I tucked a bunch of things. So another 3x4 cut apart. One of the smaller tags from that tag die set that I have. So it's super cute. Another cut apart. Here's a 4x6 cut apart that I put in there. A bigger tag. And then in the collection, I had one of these 3x8s. I did have to trim it down just a little bit to make sure it fit within the 8-inch pocket. So I just took like 1/8 of an inch off the top and the bottom, but you have a nice little journaling spot there. So these all tuck into the pocket, and then when you take everything out, it says Happy Halloween. Okay, so you can kind of see the pocket here. So again, I just took 3/4 inch strips, scored them down the middle at 3/8, and then I used score tape to put them on top of the pocket, and then when I folded them over, I just glued them onto the page. That's all I did. So, and then these tuck in here, okay? So then I'm going to fold this up because it does get kind of big, and then we'll show you the fold out. So remember, this piece was here when we opened up the book. So it rolls out. I added a photo frame here and then some of the stickers, and then it rolls out, and then you have this. So this is a belly band. I used a piece of the coordinating cardstock. I added a piece of the spider on top, the spider web acetate on top, added some bats. I die cut some little doilies that I had, and then used a die cut in the middle here. And then I have 2 of the cut aparts in there. Over here, I just glued a pocket, added a little spider web here, just like what I did with the cards, another one of the bats, and then in here I put one of the tags, and I added a sticker that says Simply Wicked, and then an enamel dot. I just left the backs blank. And then, you guessed it, it rolls out again. So on this page, I added a photo mat, and I just layered it over top of a tag, added one of the die cuts, and then here's an enamel dot, and then this says You are wickedly cute. On this page, I used one of the 4x6 cut aparts and I just left it. Did add a couple bats to it, but other than that, that's all I did with that page. Then I open it up. This says Happy Halloween, and it's done so you could tuck a picture underneath it. And then this page here has a photo mat. And then again, I did some of the acetate spider webs with another one of my little spiders there. And I used the orange spiders just because I thought it made the project pop. It was really kind of cute. So then if we kind of look at it, you can see that all the pages kind of graduate in size and the spines graduate in size. So you have a 1/4 inch space in between everything. So you can do some dimension, but not a whole ton. And then on this one here, you see this is a 1/4 inch spine. I did trim an 1/8 inch piece of paper, which I don't normally do, but because everything else had it, I did it for this one, you know, to mat it. So everything is matted 1/8 inch smaller than the piece it's covering. So for example, the smallest page here measures 4x6. So I cut my pattern paper at 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. 3 7/8 by 5 7/8. That's what I should have said. 3 7/8 by 5 7/8. So everything is 1/8 inch smaller than the piece it's covering. Okay. And then this just folds up. Okay. Just like that. And then if we open this back up, then this will fold up again. Then it goes the right one down, then the left. There is that. And then that goes and that goes, and everything is all nice and tucked and awesome. Okay, so let me show you how to make this. It's really easy, doesn't take too much. We're going to do it kind of in order here. As I have my pieces, let's grab my bone folder and let's do it. So the first piece I'm calling piece A, and this is a 6x8 piece of paper. I'm using aged parchment paper, which is an artisan cardstock from Country Craft Creations, and I'll put a link below if you want to get it. It's awesome. This page is the back of the folio, and you do not score it. So this is A, 6x8, no scores. Then we have piece B, and this is 7 3/8 by 8 inches tall. And what you're going to do is put it in your scoreboard with the 7 3/4 at the top, and you're going to score it at 6 and at 7 1/4. All right. Then we're going to put that off to the side. Piece C is 7 inches by 7 1/2. And on the 7 inch side, so 7 at the top, you're going to score it 1/2 and 1 1/2. So we have the 7 at the top. We're going to score it 1/2 and 1 1/2. Okay. D, piece D is 6 1/4 by 7. Okay. With the 6 1/4 at the top, we're going to score at 1/2 and 1 1/4. So here's 1/2 and then at 1 1/4. Piece E is 5 1/2 by 6 1/2. And with the 5 1/2 at the top, we'll score at 1/2 and 1. So we have 1/2 and 1. Piece F, excuse me, is 4 3/4 by 6 inches. With the 4 3/4 at the top, you're going to score at 1/2 and at 3/4. So we have 1/2 and 3/4. Okay. And then we have pieces G. These are the last ones we're going to put on because these actually are the flaps that go over the front of the album. So we're going to do these last because they do kind of get in the way because of the height of the thing once you get going. So we'll do the rest of it first, then we'll do this. So piece G, 4 3/4 by 6, you need 2 of these, and they're both going to be scored the same. So with 4 3/4 at the top, you're going to score at 1/2 and 1 3/4. Okay, 1/2 and 1 3/4. All right, so that's piece G. You need 2 of those. So then let's get rid of this because we are done with this. And we're going to put these back in order and start with A. There's D, C, B, A. There's A. All right. So the next thing, we're no scores. So that's all we got to do is just cut that piece out 6 by 8. Piece B. So piece B will adhere to the left side of the album. Okay. So what we're going to do is burnish this, and then we're going to miter that 1/2 inch. Okay. Once you miter, then you're going to fold that 1/2 inch, and that's going to glue right onto the back of that base page, okay? So we're just going to take our glue and add glue to the 1/2 inch piece only, and then we're going to glue it right to the edge of that 6 by 8 piece. Let's make sure I don't get glue all over everything. Okay. Okay, just like that. So that's going to be the left side opening. So we're going to have a little do-over here because I forgot, and I basically, you were supposed to have 2 B pieces. Okay, so again, this is 7 3/4 by 8, and we're going to score it at 6 and 7 1/4. And I forgot to write that down, so that's why I didn't have that ready. So I apologize for that. So 2 B pieces. You need 1 of everything except for B. You need 2. And for the G pieces, you need 2. Okay, so I made a second one. We're scoring it the same exact way. We're going to fold and burnish and miter, and this goes on the other side. Okay, so we have to have this wrap around everything. So yeah, got to do that. All right. Sorry for the confusion. That's okay. It'll work. We got this. We got this. We got this. All right, so this glues to the other side like so. I'll burnish that down like so. Okay, so this is the back of the inside of your folio, and then this is what's folding over just like that. So this is where you could add the magnets right now. We're going to set our magnet, and I'll show you how to do that. So you got to get a positive and a negative here. I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to take the tape off of one of them. I'm going to open this up, and then right about in the middle, it doesn't have to be like super perfect in the middle, but you do want it away from the edge a little bit, just because you want to make sure it covers with pattern paper, and you're going to stick that down. Then you're going to take the adhesive off the other side, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take this page, we're going to fold it down so the spine is actually underneath, okay? And then we're going to take this one and fold it over, and you're going to want to bring the spine to the top so that everything is flat and everything lines up, and then you're just going to press that down, and then that will set the magnet in the right spot. And then what I usually do is take, there it is, my wide score tape, and I just cut a little square and put it over the top, and then that helps keep the magnet in place while I'm creating everything, and then it also gives a little extra sticky around it when I put my pattern paper on it. Okay, so we got that done. All right, so that's that. So then page C, or piece C, the 7 by 7 1/2, we're going to just fold and burnish, and then we're just going to, this is where we're going to make the roll out. Okay, so we're going to fold and burnish. We're going to miter 1/2 inch tabs like so. Fold over your 1/2 inch tab, and then this is going to glue to the inside back cover of our folio onto piece A, onto the right hand side. So where that tab is, where we attached that other side, the B piece, we're going to put that right over the top, and we're going to center it. So I'm going to get my ruler here. We're going to center this, and that should actually be at 4. And this is 7 1/2. So basically it's a 1/4 inch up from the top and the bottom. We're going to do it right to the side. I'm having a hard time holding this down. So it's going to go at about 3 3/4. And we just want to make sure it's just on the side of that score, not into the score, okay? So we still want to make sure everything, shuts properly. All right. I'm going to burnish that down. So there's about a 1/4 inch there. Why does it look crooked? It looks crooked because it is crooked. Okay. There we go. That's more better. Okay, press that down. Okay, like so. Okay, so that will go like this. This is piece C. Okay, so now we've got that inside piece. That's what it should look like. Okay, so then the next piece will attach to the piece we just put on, and so on and so on. So that's how this thing is built, and that's it. Pretty easy. So I'm just going to take the next piece, which is D. Okay, turn that so you can see that. We're going to again miter the 1/2 inch scores like so. We're going to put glue on that 1/2 inch. Now you can eyeball this, or you can center it with a ruler. I'm going to just turn it on its side. I'm going to put it on that piece, the C piece that we just added, and I'm just going to eyeball it to the edge, about 1/4 inch up from the bottom and the, you know, in from the top. Okay, so it's just right in between, you see? Okay, like that. All right, that's it. Okay, I'm just going to kind of roll this up as we're working on it because it does get big. Here's our E piece. And again, the spines decrease by 1/4 inch each time. And so do the size of the page. So it just kind of rolls up and it's kind of got a, you know, a graduated effect. More glue on that 1/2 inch. Okay, and again, I'm gonna just eyeball it about 1/4 inch right in the middle there. Okay, and I'll turn this around just so it's facing the proper direction when we open this up. All right, then we'll kind of roll it up again. So here we've got this page. This is the last page we're gonna add. This is the F page, and this will end up being 4 by 6 when we're done folding. So we'll miter. This has 1/4 inch spine. All right, 1/4 inch. There we go. Get some glue on that. So I'm not going to decorate this one on camera. I just wanted to show you how to make the bones of it so that you can use your own creative juices and get your own papers out and, you know, do your thing. Get your Halloween papers out. Get your fall papers out if you want to. And just go to town decorating this. You can add pockets. You can add belly bands. You can do photo mats, all the things. All right. So now this is what we should have. I'll just kind of go through. So this is the front cover. Okay. Here's our inside base, that piece that we did not score. Then it should look just like this. All right. So then it just rolls up, rolls up, rolls up. One more time over the base. And then you have your right side and then your left side, like so. All right. So then all we have to do now is put on our top and bottom flaps. So these are the G pieces. They're, again, the 4 3/4 by 6. So I'm just going to miter the 1/2 inches. And then we'll fold and burnish the score lines. This will have the same width as the side spines, so it will fit just right over your project, just perfect. Okay, and then whatever you decide to put on the front, I'll show you again, used the tags that I layered, and then I added the magnet. You could use a cut apart. You could use, you know, do a photo mat, which would be kind of cool to have someone's, you know, picture right up front. All right, so here is our piece. You can see kind of from the inside there. What we're going to do is glue these to the back inside of the folio. Okay, so on the A piece that had no score, this is where they're going to go. And they're just going to glue with the 1/2 inch top and bottom. Okay, so I'm going to get my glue and I'm going to put it on that 1/2 inch tab. And I'm going to turn it so I can see it a little bit better. And I'm just going to glue it right to the top, right in between those score lines, right at the top. Okay. And these are going to go again to the outside of the folio. Like so. Okay. So then I'll turn it to the bottom. We've got our second piece. Right in between the scores, right at the top. Okay, and again, this is going to be on the outside of the album. Okay. Okay, so there's that. So then when you have your folio, you have your fold out piece, your fold up piece in the middle, and then it goes right, left, and then top and bottom. And then this is where I use the other magnet down here. So again, what I did was I used the tags that I had created and I staggered them, and then I glued them together, and then I put them on another piece of cardstock so that the back was completely nice and flush, so it covered both of the tags. And then, but before I did that, I added the magnet down at the bottom, and I figured out where it was going to go down at the bottom and made that attachment. Now, when you do that, the easiest way to do it is to, you know, put your pattern paper on this, add the piece and glue it to the top of this tab here, and then add your magnet, and then fold this guy up. And then when you, like we did with this, fold it over and then set your magnet. Does that make sense? So if I was to take, let's see, let's just use this. If I was to use this, which is obviously way too big, I would glue it here at the top, figure out where you wanted your magnet, okay, set your magnet on the back, and then push it down onto that flap. And then that way, you know, it'll be perfect when you have it in place. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. If you have any questions, let me know. But that's how you do it. And yeah, just a quick and easy way to make this folio, and it's really fun. Now, the other thing that you can do is use ribbons. You could put some pattern paper here and here, have ribbons, and then tie a bow in the middle. That always works too, so that's another option. You could put a ribbon from behind and wrap around the whole thing. So there's lots of different options. You can also use Velcro instead of magnets if you don't have any magnets. So I hope you liked this tutorial. I know it was kind of a quick and dirty how to make the folio, but really, you know, just get your papers out and start going to town. I didn't have much of a plan when I started doing it, and it just kind of morphed into this beautiful thing. I absolutely love it. I think the front turned out really cool. I love the flower. I love the crow and the bling that I put on here. I just think it's really pretty. That little wax seal is absolutely adorable. It's pumpkins with bats, and it just fit perfectly with this. So thank you very much for sending me that. I so appreciate it. And then it'll open up. You do have opportunity. If you didn't want to put an eek here, you could put another photo mat here. I mean, there's so many options. And then it'll open like this, and then it opens like that, and then like this, and then you have your rollout feature. So let me get that going for you. And it just rolls out like that. So, and then there's the last page. So let's fold this up so you can actually see the last page. Isn't that fun? I just think it's so much fun. I just love this. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. And I hope you guys are having fun. Please check out the other collaborators in this Halloween collaboration. I just love everything that's going on, and I'm super excited. So thanks again. Have a great day. Stay crafty, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.